Hey everyone, you're listening to my podcast Suchitra's Life with me, Suchitra. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about a short book. Uh, it's written by Ruskin Bond. It's called Stories Short and Sweet. This short book consists of 12 stories that are unique in their own way. And the best thing about this book is that probably you can just complete reading it in an hour or so. I remember I read this book long back actually, when my brother had got a physical copy of this book. It's then that I read it for the first time, but recently again I have downloaded the ebook and I had just started reading it again just to refresh my memory, because among the 12 stories, one particular story, it's titled The Overcoat. This story had never really left me and whenever I read this story I get goosebumps because it's written in simple language. It's short and sweet like the title says, but it leaves the reader with awe. And all these 12 short stories have done just that. For example, 12 stories. The first one is Those Three Bears, is a short snapshot about the encounter with bears in the wildlife. The Coral Tree is a short episode between a man who's leaving his village for better opportunities, and He Who Rides a Tiger is a story about a fakir who saves people. The Thief's Story is a very heart-touching story, I should say. This story is about a thief who ends up changed in a way because the other person from whom he had kind of stolen trusted him a lot, and the thief returns. And it's beautiful actually. And the next story, When the Trees Walked, is about how a grandfather ends up planting trees wherever he goes, since he had served in the Indian Forest Service. So he develops this affinity towards nature and he inspires his family also to do the same. A Bouquet of Love is a beautiful friendship between an old British lady and a small Indian boy who seem to love wild flowers, and they talk a lot about flowers. The White Pigeon is it's a story about love in a way, I should say. And Breath in the House is a kind of a hilarious one. And then comes my favorite, The Overcoat. It's about a girl called Julie who ends up going to a party with the author, and then the author realizes a secret about her. So if you want to know the secret, you got to read the story. The next one is called The Tunnel. So The Tunnel is about, again, a short friendship between a watchman and a boy. So this watchman is somebody who kind of stays in a hut near a railway tunnel. So his duty is to alert the incoming train of any hazards or anything. The next one is called The Snake Charmer's Daughter. Again, this story is about how a snake ends up saving a girl's life. And the last one, the last one is called The Wild Fruit. It's about a kid and a short, humiliating episode in his life. So The Wild Fruit captures that story. And reading these 12 short stories today have filled me with a lot of joy, I would say, because the way Ruskin Bond describes the landscape is really, really beautiful, because the way he talks about the wildflowers, the trees, the plants, it's all amazing. I always end up feeling very close to nature whenever I read Ruskin Bond's description about the landscapes, Dehradun, Mussoorie, all those places and that he's lived in, and the people he had encountered, the stories he writes about them. It has, his writings have got kind of magic in them, I should say, and he himself is somebody who's so close to nature that he brings his readers close to nature as well. So this book is, trust me, this is really short, and I hope you pick it up sometime and read it for yourself. It'll definitely make you feel good, hopeful, and close to nature as well. Until next time, take care.